Hey there, I'm Tara Harvey with True North Intercultural. For those of you who don't know me, I help educators, specifically faculty and staff, better foster and facilitate intercultural learning. And so I just wanted to make this brief video today to share with you one of my favorite resources, a book, and talk about how you might use it in your courses or perhaps pre-departure intercultural orientations and experiences. So I don't throw around the word favorite lightly. My kids always ask me, what's my favorite movie? What's my favorite food? I don't have favorites, but this has long been a favorite book of mine. And so I want to share it with you. And the reason it comes up right now is twofold. One, the other day I shared a video with 5 of my favorite intercultural tools or resources, and it was really well received. People really want more resources. And also, I started last week a professional development program that I run called Facilitating Intercultural Learning. And so we've had a lot of conversations in that group already. And one of the people asked for suggestions for ethnographies for a social science course that she's teaching. She was interested in exploring new intercultural ethnography she might use. And while this is not necessarily, or technically speaking, an ethnography, I think it is a great resource for people looking for that type of thing. So without further ado, the book that I'm recommending and that I want to talk about is called The Spirit Catches You and You Fall Down. The subtitle is Among Child, Her American Doctors, and the Collision of Two Cultures. And it's written by journalist Anne Fadiman. Let me just read you briefly what it says on the back to give you an idea of what this is about. It says, The Spirit Catches You and You Fall Down explores the clash between a small country hospital in California, a small county hospital, and a refugee family from Laos over the care of Leah Lee, a Hmong child diagnosed with severe epilepsy. Leah's parents and her doctors both wanted what was best for Leah, but the lack of understanding between them led to tragedy. So one of the things I really love about this book is that Anne Fadiman does a great job of exploring the different experiences and perspectives and beliefs of the different individuals in groups involved. She really helps readers appreciate not only their perspectives, but really the complexity of the issue. And so some of my thoughts about how you might use this. This would be a great book to assign in a lot of different types of interculturally related courses as a full book. But you could also take a chapter or two out of this book as long as you provide some of the context. The chapters are easily usable just in and of themselves. And in particular, I already went through it. I did the work for you. I think chapter 4 is a great one that you could just pull out and use alone as long as you give some explanation. And the title of the chapter is great. It's called Do Doctors Eat Brains? So it obviously is going to explore some different perspectives on medical issues in that chapter. So you could use this book in social sciences courses, as I mentioned, things like anthropology courses, cultural studies, etc. But it would also be excellent in any type of course for students who are majoring in medical fields. This is a wonderful book to get people talking about and exploring how culture can play out, how it might clash in the medical field. I would also recommend this in journalism courses. This would be a great way to get into conversations about exploring different cultures in the journalism field, about exploring different people's perspectives and sharing different points of view. You could also use it, for example, before students go on some type of volunteer or service learning abroad experience. I think it would facilitate some great conversations about what it means to help others and bringing your own perspective into that. And lastly, even if this doesn't fit in anything that you're teaching, I would just strongly recommend this book for your own intercultural learning and growth. It's a great read. It's really informative, but also enjoyable to read. So I'll include the link below, as well as the link that I mentioned to those other resources I talked about in an earlier video. But I'd love to hear if you've read this, or if you do read it, what you think about it and what your ideas are about how you might use this to help you facilitate intercultural learning. Thanks for listening.